Yours. Bloom sells 18.952 million at 295.
I'm quietly impressed.
Yours? What do you mean fucking yours?
I mean, he sells.
Are you mentally challenged so you're at your fucking tree?
Hold on, that's not a reason to swear. Actually, maybe it is. Let's keep our cool. And first, let's figure out what is happening. The background story is that Bloom is short FastAid, which is a similar story as GameStop.
I got you into Rycan at an amazing discount, the telemedicine play, and I took you short on FastAid, their biggest competitor.
And Harper is convincing him to sell even more and to make the price go down.
The last guy stops out, it's cratering. That last guy is me.
That's not the trade. That's not our trade. I'm not stopping out. I am not letting you walk away from this with a loss. We sell more into the reversal, and we pummel this bitch until she yelps.
And in order to help him, she said that she's going to trick the trader.
I'll make sure he reads you the wrong way. We are going to cheat him. We're going to tell him that you're stopping out.
She's going to make him think that Bloom wants to buy back the position, when in fact he is going to sell, and thus he's going to get a better price.
We'll get his price, and then we'll sell through him and move this thing our direction.
She announces to Rish his direction.
Bloom's in max pain. He shorted a ton of FastAid through Goldman, and he wants to stop out through us.
He's going to sell. She makes it pretty obvious, but she asks.
He wants to know how wide you'll be in 19 million shares?
That's because Bloom is not trading on the market because the size is too large, but he probably needs more liquidity that a market maker like Pierpoint can provide.
There's a group of Reddit school shooters trying to force me out of that fucking FastAid short.
There's no way that they know you have a position. It's not personal.
The bid-offer spread is typically just a few bips, but for a large amount, it's wider. And the answer from Rishi is...
I can make him 60 points wide around my mid on 18.952 million.
So now he's committing to this spread. There's important details here.
The exact amount is 18.952 million shares. Full size, only you.
Let's not forget that Bloom is a hedge fund manager, so he can have aggressive flows, and one of the tricks he could play would be to spread his size over multiple brokers and play them against each other. For example, as he confirms with Rishi, he's just selling with Goldman, and the price will move before Rishi can hedge. It's the same problem that MIFID had in Bitcoin.
I'm going to dump 5 million shares of Bluehorn Steel at 40. Problem is, trades by appointment.
And we've done a video about it. How does the price work?
Last trade was 92 trading up.
So it's 92 point something, and the spread will be 60 points. When we say
85.45 around 3, you like it?
it means 92.85, 93.45.
Fuck Dodd-Frank, how are you left?
When you trade OTC, you can read the client, so you can move the spread. Dodd-Frank is a reference to the US regulation, and without being pedantic, he should actually say fuck MIFID, because this is in the UK and they follow the EU regulation, in this case MIFID. One part of that is best execution. The firms have to prove they provide best execution to their client, and obviously he's not trying to do that here.
Make him 95.55, I'm taking him to the cleaners.
And that's where Bloom sells.
Yours.
This is the time where you really don't want to get confused. You could say, yours sell at 95, because you don't need to say 92.95. You just need to say the last 2 digits. And you should also point to the direction that the flow is doing. So this gesture is actually wrong. Think of it when there's a lot more activity in the desk and you have to process a lot of information, or in the olden days when the brokers were only dealing with their hands and mouth. So the worst thing that can happen is the trader gets confused and thinks the client buys when in fact he sells, and therefore hedges himself by buying in the market, and he would have 2 times the position. He buys from the market and he buys from the client.
Bloom sells 18.952 million at 295.
This is a significant amount because it's about 1.7 billion in notional. It's something that would move the market. The next question is,
Are you mentally challenged so you're at your fucking tree?
this really doesn't make sense from Harper, because it's not like there's separate teams between her and Rishi. The book of Rishi at the end of the year will have all the P&L, and that's where the bonuses will be paid from. Helping a client like this by inflicting a loss on your trader is really counterintuitive. It's like scoring an own goal. Secondly, this stock moves a lot.
Where's FastAid indicating to open?
plus 40%, still top of Reddit.
So how much did Bloom make by hitting an inflated bid from the trader? Let's just say it's 1%. These stocks can move 40% in a day, so it's perfectly meaningless. What's missing here is that Rishi should scramble to offload the position. Somehow he's lucky, it goes back up. But in theory, he would have a real problem offloading this, and that's the first thing he would try to do, instead of just chilling. One of the things that we may learn from this as well is about block trades. Block trades are something that individual investors can now also participate in with apps such as Primary Bids or various brokers. Fundamentally, the appeal of block trades is a discount. When you consider block trades for institutional investors, very often the participation is motivated by existing investors who want to retain control, retain ownership, and the discount is the cherry on the top. Whereas for individual investors, it's simply the discount. Is it worth when stocks can win or lose multiple percents on a day? Overall, I think this is such a great scene. It's something that I've experienced myself in financial markets. The stress of hitting the wrong price, the challenge of reading the climbs, then of hedging, especially if you're not in the right position. Well done to the writers, well done to the actors, except this guy maybe on that scene who really needs to get a bit animated.